evening and welcome to Closing Arguments. I'm Julia Janae. Brian Kohberger appeared in a Latah County courtroom yesterday for his arraignment. The judge entered not guilty pleas for all 5 charges against him, including 1 count of burglary and 4 counts of first-degree murder. And during that court appearance, Kohberger's trial date was set for just a few months from now, October 2nd. The attorneys agree that the case is going to take about 6 weeks. We're also still waiting for word on whether the prosecution is going to decide to pursue the death penalty in this case. Let's bring in our guest for this hour in Los Angeles, California. Body language expert, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert, witness, and columnist, Dr. Carole Lieberman. So good to have both of you on today. Dr. Carole Lieberman, I want to get your reaction to something that people are commenting on social media. It's a clip from yesterday that happened during the arraignment. So the judge was reading the charges against Kohberger aloud in the courtroom, and there has been some speculation about his facial expressions. So I wanted to get your body language expertise on this. So let's watch that portion of the hearing and then get your thoughts on the other side.
This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Madison Mogen, a human being, by stabbing Madison Mogen, from which she died. Count 3, murder in the first degree, a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Kayla Gonsalves, a human being, by stabbing Kayla Gonsalves, from which she died. Count 4, murder in the first degree. That's a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. Alleging that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Zayna Kernodal, excuse me. This is hard, I'm sorry. Zayna Kernodal, a human being, by stabbing Zayna Kernodal, from which she died. Count 5, murder in the first degree. This is a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being, by stabbing Ethan Chapin, from which he died.
All right. It was slight, Dr. Lieberman, but they've been noticing online the teeth clenching. What did you make of what you saw during that reading?
Yes, I think he was trying very hard to not move a muscle, to not give anything away. He was trying to seem, I think that the way that his attorney said at the end, "Your Honor, we're standing silent," I think that was such a perfect thing for Kohberger to do. I mean, obviously it must have been his attorney who told him that in Idaho you can do that, stand silent, but it is so fitting because it's a rebellion against the legal process, against the judge, against his being there. He's trying to show that he's not going to play this game, like he's not going to be a part of it. When the judge was asking him, "Do you understand this charge and that charge and so on," he gave a very strong, assertive yes, like he wanted to show, yes, he's a criminology student. Of course he understands these things. But he's really not giving in to the process. He doesn't want to show that he belongs there.
Do you think the teeth clenching at all coincided with the names of the victims and even the mispronunciation of especially Xana's name?
Well, yes. I mean,
And that's not me. That's the commentary that we've seen online. But it's hard to tell,
I
right?
know. It's painful. I mean, I was grimacing just listening to it again, because you would think that by now, for this kind of a hearing, that the judge would have found out before he stepped into that courtroom the proper pronunciations of all their names. Yes, he did seem to be grimacing. It was hard to tell, which ones he would grimace more. I mean, the thing is, as the judge was going along, it was getting more and more painful that he kept making mistakes about their names.
Absolutely. Dr. Lieberman, this is a person who many who were close to him or knew him, especially in school, they said that he wasn't that, he was kind of awkward around women. And it seems that he did have this close female friend who he was her first person that she would have run to if this was an issue. Can you talk about this from a forensic psychiatry standpoint of what this may point to?
Yes. One thing it shows is that he was somewhat of a chameleon. He could show all different sides of himself depending upon the situation and how comfortable he felt with the person. He obviously, this was a very clever kind of ruse, assuming he did it. Moving things around, not taking anything, so that she wouldn't call the police. And I think he wasn't as intimidated by this classmate, as he was by Kaylee and Madison and Xana. So he felt more like he could control her in a way, less feeling that she would be someone who would reject him. And it shows the escalation, that yes, he's trying to do this, see how far he gets with this. And then, ultimately he was working up to the killing. And what that also says is that there may well be other things before this that, where this was an escalation, where he had done other things previously that we don't know about yet.
The reports keep rolling in. We will be watching to see what comes out. We know there's still an open investigation going on in Pennsylvania, where they've only said that they would, in a case like this, look to if there were any other open incidents and connect what they can if the evidence points them that way. That's as far as they will say on the record, especially given this gag order. Dr. Carole Lieberman, thank you so much for being on the show.